The headlines out of Louisiana today are blunt and unsparing. This is from the Associated Press. Ida's sweltering aftermath. No power, no water, no gasoline. Here's the Lafayette Daily Advertiser. Quote, "Do not return here." Louisiana governor warns Ida has destroyed critical infrastructure. Here's one from the New Orleans Times-Picayune, an advocate. Quote, "Leave, absolutely, if you can." Jefferson, meaning Jefferson Parish officials, warn of grueling weeks ahead after Ida. Jefferson Parish borders New Orleans to the west and to the south. It stretches all the way down to the barrier island of Grand Isle, which is right next to where Hurricane Ida made landfall on Sunday. In Jefferson Parish, search and rescue operations are still underway as we speak. And Jefferson Parish is facing the same problem as all of its neighboring parishes, no electricity, which means no air conditioning as heat indices rise above 100 degrees this week. It means no refrigeration for food, which quickly becomes a crisis in most homes. It also means spotty communications. There's also no running water in most of Jefferson Parish because of both water main breaks caused by storm damage and because the sewage systems rely on electricity, which doesn't exist right now. More than 1 million homes and businesses remain without power in Louisiana. It could be weeks before all of it is restored. Fire, the local fire chief said he suspects was caused by a generator. Thankfully, no one was hurt or killed. The New York Times is now reporting that New Orleans officials have not ruled out a post-storm evacuation of the city because the aftermath is growing so dire for residents who are still there. Officials in Lafourche Parish announced today that residents are allowed to return there, but they spelled out in brutal detail why they probably shouldn't, even if they can. Quote, "Please know there is no clean water access. There is no power in the parish. It will not be restored for some time. Nearly all communication is down, including cell phone service parish-wide. Your home may be severely damaged and uninhabitable. We do not have access to food."
Millions of Americans are bracing for what remains of Ida as the storm streaks up the East Coast, set to affect more than 60 million, with dangerous conditions expected in multiple states, from tornadoes to flood warnings. Early assessments out of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, are sobering. Officials say the Grand Isle barrier island is uninhabitable, with 100% of structures damaged and 4 in 10 destroyed.
This is 10 times worse than what we lived through for Katrina.
The view from above, just one lens spotlighting Louisiana underwater. Satellite imagery from Maxar shows striking before and after images. Parts of the state transforming from green to blue.
We don't have any levee system here. We have a railroad track, and that's about it.
The community of Cambridge, even now, has high water vehicles moving in and out, where residents like Damian Chichirski have been marooned.
How many people do you think were rescued here, from your observation?
My observation, at least 300.
300?
Yeah.
In this community?
I believe so.
Ida's overall death toll is almost certain to rise. In Virginia, 4 people are missing this morning after heavy flooding and landslides in the small town of Hurley. And in Slidell, Louisiana, an update on that man bitten by an alligator and reported missing. The sheriff saying in part, all accounts at this point are leading to a terrible tragedy that his wife had to witness. They are Katrina survivors who moved here afterwards, survived Ida, then this.
She's in it.
In the midst of tragedy, more heroic rescues are coming to light.
Grab on my shoulder.
A Mississippi police officer rescuing several people trapped in a submerged car. The frightened occupants pulled the safety from the driver's side window.
Yeah, I'm damn near homeless right now.
Even those who planned for flooding, like Michael Lathers of Laplace, are stunned.
Everything fell. I had holes in my roof. The kitchen's destroyed.
Lathers blames his community's catastrophe on the multi-billion-dollar levee system protecting neighboring New Orleans.
When I bought this house, I didn't need flood insurance. And after Katrina, they said we needed flood insurance. Why? Those walls in New Orleans, the water pushed back in the lake. When it pushes back, this is what you get.
Because there are sweltering conditions, as you already outlined, which means right now there are serious concerns about heat-related illness. Tulane University has already evacuated its students to Houston. There's conversations still on the table at this moment about trying to evacuate other folks in the city. And the concerns right now, guys, from Energy are twofold. We can either try to restore the critical transmission lines or create an island grid for just the greater New Orleans area, if that is what it takes to get things back up and running.